badminton has always been close to my heart because every family member of my family plays badminton. By profession, I'm a marketing manager for a telco here in Manila. My big boss is Mr. Pangilinan, who is an avid supporter and a player as well of badminton. There came a time that he asked me to somehow look at changing the badminton landscape or how to manage it better. So that's how I ended with this position.
Well, my badminton origin is a long way because it started with my dad. I was 7 years old. He was the one who engaged me into playing, and then I became a juniors player, and eventually became a national champion, and then eventually became part of the national team. This is in the 90s. So I became a former 3-time national champion in doubles. And then I moved out of the national team. I did some work, and then 2016, so I applied as a coach, as a national coach again. My son, who is the #1 today in the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It passed on.
It is. He is the #1 in the Philippines right now.
The first day, the opening day, is actually the time when World Health Organization announced that no traveling.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and the government locked the venue.
Oh really?
Yes, because technically you cannot play anymore. So we had to go through a lot of process. We have to thank, of course, our Philippine Sports Commission and Philippine Olympic Committee for trusting us. And we just did all the protocols. Even beforehand, we were washing our hands, alcohol, everything, temperature. Yeah, but it was okay. I mean, the players were really good at.
In the Philippines, basketball is still #1. Basketball and volleyball. That's the major sport in the Philippines. So, but now people are catching up.
Here in the Philippines, I don't know if everyone is aware. People somehow, for the longest time, have been playing badminton 24/7. Meaning they have, the usual gym goers in the morning, some in the afternoon. Those who came from the office after office hours, and some of them extend all the way to early morning.
Unlike before, the players now are well funded, well trained. As Sir Epok has said, we have two of the best managers and helping us in the association. Also, Sir Epok is a marketing man also. The hard thing before was badminton was not really popular. So I was walking in the streets, and then, what's that? Table tennis? No, it's badminton before was for women, for ladies. I've seen the players now, singles, ladies doubles, men's doubles, especially the men's doubles are there, keeping up with the rankings of the best in the world. Different now, a lot all different.
Aside from the local tournaments in the different regions, we came up with an open, of course, under the sponsorship of Smart. We call it Smart Open. So the best of the best in the country is invited. Other than that, we also have the juniors program, which we start introducing badminton early on. So what we do there, let's say we hold the Badminton Open competition somewhere north. If that is on a Saturday, we'll do the juniors 3 days before. There are several other tournaments that are part of the program. We have Prima for one, but all of those are mostly club based.
Last year, the SEA Games, it was the first time that all of the events in the SEA Games, all of our events, all 5 events came in the quarterfinals. It was only one more win just to have that elusive medal every time we go to the games, because every time we go up in the SEA Games, it's like facing the world champions every time, because as we know, Southeast Asia is the best in majority of the world. So right now, we were on a roll because we were playing with the best. We were training in Indonesia last year for 3 months, for 2.5 months, and then we went to Australia and we won the championship.
Before, badminton was very popular because it was a lifestyle sport. You get to dress up, you get to use nice equipment, your bag is fancy, colorful, and you get to exercise but you look good too. That's how Filipinos are. Now, the transition from a lifestyle to a professional or a commercial player, that's the challenge. Because most of them are stuck in the lifestyle side, the lifestyle level. We have to somehow put everything in place and to be able to organize one. And that being said, it's going to raise not only the enthusiasm, but also the perspective of collegiate badminton players is to be able to play going to the pro and not just the national team.
Here in the Philippines, just like Sir Epok has said, there's no professional, meaning there's really not that you can say career for badminton. Majority of our players are student athletes. If the schedule of their training for the university is catching up with our training with the national team, for that particular season, they have to prioritize. Yeah, everybody wants to be with the national team, definitely. Everybody wants to represent the country, that's for sure. But unlike if there's no professional, which Sir Epok and I will be looking forward to, there's going to be a professional level. I think the outlook of the players and the parents will be different by that time, because if you will go into badminton, then definitely you will have a career. Our solution for this is we encourage them to train or to go to school that's nearest to our venue. So after training, they go to school, they walk towards the university, and then after that, they have them rest. And then it's really tiring for our players because they are really tied up with the schedule. So that's why we encourage them to pick those universities who are near to our venues.
The competitors in Southeast Asia are the best in the world. If you're aspiring to be at that level, it's really, a hard climb up. But like what we are telling the players and the group, we have to start somewhere. We are somehow in that right direction. Some of the junior players that Coach Ronald is training are actually a handful also. They're promising, and that's what we want. We will not stop training kids, I must say, young kids who are promising and who are devoted into the game that we love. Now, other than that, with college education, with training overseas, local competitions, plus, of course, having a professional tournament. It is not always, cast in stone that we will be at this level. But after seeing the best in the world, I think if we just do things correctly, the right way, and put our heads and hearts to it, I think someday we will be part of that world ranking, and that's really my ambition, and I think we share the same with the coaches and the players. Since the lockdown, the pandemic broke out, what we did was to revise our social media platform. We're trying to awaken the badminton enthusiast. And when I looked at the stats, it's actually good. We launched it by introducing slowly our national team players. We are giving away now some merchandise. And the last thing that we came up with was to post your smash picture.
Right now, our players, our athletes are doing training at their homes because before this pandemic started, or even during the pandemic started, we gave them this sort of regimen for them to do at home. We monitor them once in a while and then tell them how they are.
With the limitations that we had, especially we don't want to violate any protocols given that it's medical in nature. Our sports commission actually ordered the players to stay home and not train. We are now in the process of asking for permission to go back to training. Now, I think it was last month, we also somehow launched the air badminton, the outdoor. So hopefully, if let's say the indoor gaming or indoor venue is going to be more difficult, we'd probably look for an open court but covered and use that ball. So we just have to be creative, but ultimately our goal is really to go back to training.
Our ultimate goal is to first win the SEA Games. So that's first, and then after that, maybe go to the Olympics as regularly as possible. Because right now, going to the Olympics like a desert in a pin in a desert. So the first goal is to win in SEA Games, definitely. And after that, everything will follow. Because as we've said, the majority of the world champions are here in Southeast Asia. So if we beat one of those teams, or if we happen to be at the par of those teams, everything will follow. Sir?
Yeah. Well, I guess for the federation, the goal really is to strengthen the fundamentals and the teaching when it comes to badminton. Like what I said, we have promising young kids, and through the exposure and through the tournaments, hopefully we can come up with more. But it will go back to better fundamentals, updated trainings, and of course that includes our coaches getting better from the exposure and the training that they had in Indonesia and even Malaysia. It's number one. Number two, we want this to be a total ecosystem wherein we have grassroots, we have universities, and then there's a professional tournament that they can look forward to, and then the national team. Number three is to be able to ignite and wake up the badminton community, not just to be a lifestyle or at leisure, but also for them to somehow aspire to be part of the national team, or so to speak, the professional tournament. So that's why it's really a challenging. And of course, as a federation, we'd also like to host some more learn from the best, and be part of the hosting community when it comes to badminton. We've as much as you were saying a while ago that we did a good job, we've also learned so much from that tournament, and that's what we have to happen moving forward.